ɛdeɛ na wode yɔ sasɛm kakra no ano ɔse ɛyɛ ne daa sɛ metwe na adwene si so sɛ ɔyɛ kyerɛkyerɛni ɔyɛ teacherni sani no nso ɛwɔ na sɛdeɛ sɛ ɛyɔ sɛ ɔman bapa ebia na wode yɛ metini sa metinu a wode yɔ no me pacho wada roma ɛdeɛ na wode yɔ umetinu a wode no bibisa deɛ na wode yɔ sɛdeɛ bɛyɛ a passenger fo a wafa wɔnom no wɔn betimi ho ahenham sɛ yafo kai na brantie yi so oyobi a odi mate ampa odi mate ni no eye you see sometimes you know baby a wo bia tie God put you to that very place for a particular reason but ebia wonim Nyankopon odi yesi baby for a particular reason or purpose. So we teacher ni God put you there for a particular reason. He knows why. Omao, adwuma no yewo anese, yewo police, yewo soldier, yewo way. Now so omao be ye. Teacher ni he has a reason. Na mima ana wodi bientia omao be ye. Driver ni Nyaminim dientia ubaye ensemtroni semtroni etisa wu ni no na wu dientia Nyankopon ma baye saade no a sometimes say wo ya emuani giempo eded say ampa Nyankopon ene do ko saade bianim o ma baye saade no. You see, you do it with all passion. What the ahokaka could be, yeah, whether incentives or no incentives, you do it passionately, you know. What the one thing will be beer, you it is a jumana we no said wouldn't one jia Masa Pehuano a ye. What you say? Abrantie said ye wokasa e o TV so no said ye wokasa e o radio so no nyame na de adom no se onko saat bien ana onko esade no eti ankeka so nkubi uyo bia nurse ni onko adwuma na hu ntere ne so abakọ adwuma sister jai Nyankopon frɛ ho kopɛ adwuma foforo ye Sinia, ya the patient aba hospital na okuta phone na all share the phone so air browsing air check TikTok. God hasn't called you there. Nyame fra ho eti ana unya eni je bia wadumanim de bia na ase unwinwi ke ahonkeka doctor wo de frifie ebadwuma. That tells you, say, Nyame friend on that particular, you know. It is a Jumana Uyano. Say, Wunya, Ankabia, check it. Nyame friend. Say, a brand ye be nano me uno, or you should make any. Ankeka, a brand yano, the nam. And say, or do or jubenim. Nyame so aboa no ene sadwuma no a woye no watimi ade sidan out of shoemaking minima bibia o sha se o ka banku kakra ba oye aduane toni you have no idea daya wasi sabi obi mpa waso PhD wasi sadan no. You see, there me person me ma unya ntie de say sani na wo yo no me kan wasem no. God knows why he put you there to become that person. It is a o person who say adwuma na wo ye no efra urade na ana de sa adwuma no sha wo sa se fa bebo oman no a de tie nie de di kan emu ani gi a wonya obi okra yentua ne ka yie ti say nanso ode na ho oden ode ankeka surunku bi ye adwuma no obi onma ye mo na ba so nanso ankeka bi a ode beyo na na obi si a police phobia they go extra mile ewo adwuma no ye de so mo sa no wo ko further out of what they did, you know, the IGP saw what they did, and to one more rank in him. And the sister may say, I didn't be away, sir, teacher ni, sir, or ni, police ni, ni na we sister, for one more day, yes, every day, and I decided to say, sir, don't look back or forward. Don't look sideways. Now for when to papa your house to say, I rather say, one now say, may fast say to my way, and to also farm more me maya. Mammy Hulu. Me do the comobi 10 years. Ah, Mammy Hulu. Sir, so we need any dear what you might be away more. It's a side man, I know what you might. Jai, I'm wow. Sa adwuma na wo ya no woni mu ani ji a jai am wow. Chasa Nyankopon fa sa adwuma na ma sa fa boa wo man Ghana. Aduti na ya de obi koto ministries bia na wo fum sika wo wia o man no because nyame friend wo. Sa awurade se wo behwa isika so se oman no a se bi ensan se awurade na de sa adwuma no ma hunti o mo kro no ho se awurade na ka se be di oman no so a ensan se wo mu ani je awurade na na de besi hunti wo fo oman na japade e ma o ma enche ma o gas mo nana say urade na ka se be di kro no so a ana wo fa sika ne siesia hemfie bra o gata bi e da kire nkwada miensa tom nsutobrem nanso wo twai aban bi sa aban ne meye wo di sika no esiesia hemfie e di air conditions ahodo abobom banana wo kwan ya wonam so kwan fon nana babia enamrei babia manum wade serum je o nan sabi e time enamrei ya da so ko hwitem sa nua de ni bi kanena me wo ayi atwoma boko na ahomache emade wa hamamade wa ha na behwe sounds akese well back 30 years ago. Na 21st century. Manum wadishanum da so akosa enua ye dia sam toilet so. Na obabesia eni kire ha, bema eni kire ha, ena tintem. Na nyame frɛ se be di kro no so. Tunwa de so. I like kadehine. Nana Nyankopon sira kadehine na no se me ni ade abiom. 21 down the lane. My bread, my yama family, me ni biom na tu mo de so. Nana ya pa, nana ya srewo, nana ya srewo ba kade, ya wudi kade ma ya nana wase tinton time mejai. Enkebe me de se amahene ahodo ni nyina no ebi befa de na no kadehine ye hin. Hwa sa ufisa emwa na metunwa de so. Na dachi bi osoro emufo and simple. To one year so. former kadehine nana Nyankopɔn nhyira ho bɛba wo nkyɛn na me no abadi kumu no babisa sɛ de ntia nana wa wotu ho ade so no wa mu bi antu ebi ana wasekyere de meka kosi ni sɛ Nyankopɔn de wudua baabi sɛ fa bɛboa wo man no sɛ yɛ ankura dwuma sɛ yɛ aban dwuma sɛ yɛ die sɛ yɛ wawo dwuma tie nyame didie wonim die ntia wode sa abotaye no esi wode so na wode sa dwuma na ma ebia wode carpenter ebia wode hairdresser ebia na wode no sɛ bi barbering ana sɛ baba we etire ebia na wode no nsɛmtwerɛ dwuma sister ma wo kwan na awurade na wode sa dwuma na ma wo no ɔma emfaso emre ma na fa boa ɔman no a wotimu no sanse obi ade sa dwuma no ayeye obi de sa dwuma na ayeye ade na wode ɔya enyi cause nyame emfa sa dwuma na ma anu ti ana wonyamu ani gi a wode ye sa dwuma no anu ti na enhyira bia enfiri mu mrew cause osi yensa no adwuma obesira so sans ensa enya adwuma no enidi eti adwuma no a ene wafato ho se wode bua oman Ghana no so nyame wafra ho ampa otena mato asan komo we so na yedi ni yi but of course mama ni kan enhyase na menko agomenya agomenya ewo so menya enkro nketua ne bi so na dwumadie ya yedi nti ana adehye mahu efasode a ewom ena omde saade ebreyin mesran fa wodie no fa wa supply na da screen so no na memohu dawuru na yenhwe se saade no a manfo a mu kromo moko na motipe ho penkwa no ya ye amamo mamho atom enu ni dwumadi ya medi no ha maka cho say this show will expose a lot of corrupt things ekoso e important enu nyoma ye mpanifo ye leaders no omunyema yen mamenko agomenya na mini nkomo we producer fa bridge bi atosoma me na ye ni hu nkomo kakra na no nkra nya afri agomenya awo so manya mpotam sa bridge ya daso ya amanfo anase esukufo nam su ya enkoda nam su yi chese ayehu papa na no na me hwese me sabeka DC ane assemblymen a omo krom ho se ka ombaboa na yatimi afisi sabrigi ama omo wat mabomu bia me sanka omo anuti masra sa obi wo so many ne potem a wotie mi afri agomenya mon kan kire DC ni assemblymen omo ho se mensa ka bridge bia ma from afra from omo fa me call eti addition mo se ensuo to kese a wo hwe bridge no a sukufo na nam so no ehu papa na sɛdeɛ amafo nam so eko di dwuma so a dande nyina ɔmonam so no wɔn bɛsrɛ sɛ animanim ya mpanifo bɛkɔ ɔmo nwa ɛwɔ agomenya ɛno nti ɛna mede ato TV so a meka ho asɛm assemblyman a wɔ agomenya DC ya wɔ agomenya maframo amofa untie bridge no monyama madehye no we unya concrete concrete ne sa covert ya baye enso a mawie eti misremu ada so many I think say municipal misremu munkuro nketo ne bi agomenya nipa oto nkran man no o se eben so menya anu ti na mde ato so DC my frau assemblyman also my frau no pay me po mesai akoso afremu mesremu se enimanu mi ya no bridge pedifo se omode atomani ma bon da wura baba ye nkoba se ye betwen ama akora bi akotom se de school ni ya ogina so ya dachi bi ono no ene ye mampani ana ebi obaye doctor pani na ochina bi ofi school ba na yanti asempa enu ti misremu ada mo hwede ni manim ya no mo fix bridge no ema adese no anti ehu hia me pa mi fia pa message from bio mo fa na yan hwese animanim ye be bridge na mo cause enkobas enei saade we yedaso ahu bi e we krom sa ensuo kese sei hwe se de amrei ewo a na enuyai ewu afa na yan hwe se ensuo to na sabi sukuu ni bi anam so bada na abofrai watimi age no ayi ne ho afiri saade ene di biaba nyame adom eti se ye da so enam sabreji bi so a ene ye nka hu se ya feli eti agomenya assemblyman ene DC ya wo misram se MC so a mo modern na mo hwe se mo be bridge no ama modese no wal ma me ko anapai mini apani Professor Reverend Osanso eye nyaminipa prophet Richard Oredu na oba critical matters so but nei mo ma hu hia asanto ame aja no ma che no pe
mejo so
bibia boko
okesi adaruma
eshia
ya che
yema akwabanso
mejo mosubie ma fe lucky TV arefu nyina
oti anu na chikakra
yes it been a long time
from anu so ko bono yie aja ma kwaba ma yesha anapai o ma wi ya juma ni so bridge ya yehwe na yini hu komo kakra adaruma ojimse
I believe Captain, I'm always with a view, say, medikai ede enchia kese ama Lucky TV, ene ya hwefuni na omotu omo esi ho se omo ebeboa ama Ghana a eye omanya Kristo ede adom ye no ye behwe ne yahwe aye ne yie enchia kese so enko ema mi ankasa me papa, that is Chairman Ejare of NDC. Yes, I only got to know within the course of the week. Me papa Bishop Chairman the gelling chemistry between Chairman Ejare of NDC and so I believe Anape Chairman Ejare and Chiakese and Komang and the Honorable Minister Nakoyo Okuno of Ewutu Senya East Municipality. Captain, I believe as a nation we have come a long way, said the Midi Kain Ayone, you know. And these things shouldn't be seen in 21st century, the decade I drew. As I say, I will say it and put the records right. Say, we believe we are having a working government. Or what 24 our economy at heart. Internet say ye hu niema bi say ya na ye aye bibi e wo ho because ye hwa one of the key principles the cognate 5 folded pillars the NDCs came to iron Kesiana center on accessibility. Yes, I believe say this is something as a mampeni we know say mampeni he needs to enroute persons in charge to making sure say engineering work otherwise can be done because we a death trap. Yes, it's a death trap. Yeah, be fan say ene ye fa so yetimi ko ebaye but ochina sem no onipa bi eni ho betimi akere. So I believe say Captain, this is something that demands urgent attention. Though as a nation we stand in a trying time. We are mourning our first lady, Her Excellency Nana Kunedu Agyabeng, and I will use also this platform to extend my condolence to the Rawlinses. Dr. Zinato. It's really a very trying time for us as a nation. We are mourning at the same time. We are mourning the loot of persons. They would be at that cohort. I believe, sir, Captain, these are issues. Mampeni, I believe, would give a second thought to that. Or feel like it. Minim say Mampeni feel like TV and would respond to it with that urgency.
Right, but I see it. And what's another SMD Kaka? Assemblyman, our NDC, our Mesremo, you best say Abomuso, Bio, said the Reverend Ekano. Now, my addition. Way any share, who's waiting to me about Mesremo. Wait, the amount for a day brain. When I had the amount for a day brain, say, how long was waiting to me the affair? What's a plan? So now I'm repam. You do good, man, at the amount. Now, if I say, Copem say, I go mania, Bringig, on Befisino, Yenya who de Rubo, Yenya Chidiasu, Edida, Recoso, Eddie na you say, a baby at the Naquem. Well, my every one now, you call a man say West, Nancy na, I wonder. This year or one of the Reverend what boy Juma or boy Juma. Said yeah, on my Bopabia. Yes, she said, Obayo, and the Abu my now. No question, say a brush see and penny for no sorry. A brush see a leader, Obi catcher him say the rate I did fighting and I'm saying wrong. Within a twinkle of an eye, we can circulate the beer. Mining area ekoswa enye ne kwanso ibetimi atwe asensan ama ye tugalamsi ase ana bisa ne se ede ntia o se one ma mo ye galamsi no empanfo mo kom mo ni because sir Reverend asase no eye ahefredia
yeah
ana obi bia no nso obetimi abefa asase bi adiso
yes ali
ayeso adwuma bra ohini
yes
because asase le ode agudia na wo fom no na ye omane dia eti ankoba sabi obi befa asase so otuso agudia bra ohini nim de toso mienu wokwa mia etugaram se na Reverend yetene se sa mechanics ana se sa nyoma a se afidie no eseya
yes
wo mo do pay no Ubako baby say bekwai anwen kwanta. China for establish factory a ye ton sa nwoma no wom.
Yes.
Ofi eye Osino. Eko anyinam sound stress in so a they equally have the same building.
Yes, manufacturing.
Exactly. Oko Western region. Takwan potem. Adentina sadie na omo eton edi ema sa mining sectors na omo small mining area omo say ifudie no yeah what those shops no cause ifudie no say
they will have accessibility to
exactly
yeah.
Now we say sa no money nyina ho o se da bi menka ho asem na mo meko forest ni na ma stop yo bra nim say ifudie na say necessary ni wa obejai excavators won ka de yakra adiaba na anya no was no me no bam yanko eye Amansie West District honorable eye Morris wa boadwuma na ni nyina say Reverend ya tie kurom ha no ana yenya nkofo bi afiri wo mu mam ana wo mu esse yensase no ha ya tie kurom ho ya se Burkina mrantie bi abehya kwayanim esse yensuo sam mrantie omu gina nyina eye Burkina fo mrantie. The first question the person be say why and the sam mrantie buy say eya omo ampo na baya two why and the two minimum omo say omo kokwayanim so mrantie no edu anopa ebeto diane ewura kwayanim esase bontefufu ho a ye misa say aya na mrantie mu kumo omo ekua de se no wo mu se sankoda we mu mrantie omo ye Burkina fo koda. The big question is about the sir why mu na mu ye dwuma mo exactly Reverend men that time afasa kwa we swom efri eye esase bontefufuo empatuom so we ye dwuma ho sa yes kakra yeah edu odo pana o ko ha mrantie we won beto aduane won kutansuo ewurawura kwaye ni yes eti ya eti kumo ni nim se sankora we mu omonye Ghana man de hie no oma yes almost 4 years ni namia ana DC etu omo so sa omo ko wura forest mu a omo arrest samranti na many beji say producer friend honorable aye DC mami na me for na boss mo die ema no hwe mani agye no ho menim say na no bi agye royalties whatever from this kind of work and renting here concessions no yeah aye na no mo krumo omo ni hu bi hwe ensu a renting esen krumo e sase bontefufuo rather than say what do I do ho sa mining company na wo ba wo mu fi kuma ho ana o ma be se koyere no mo se nsuo no entu fo magudie bra ye wo ahefo bra ye wo mrantie ukumo na ye na nyini nkase dachi bi mrantie tu nsuo na omo sei omo tu fo magudie sei nsuo wi a omo be komunti na ye ne etikumo na die
what to be the aftermath
ana betu ye yes adentia se okwa ono kakra wagum enti se be se so be dio onfa ho se ugina esase na utu ani hwe it environment Reverend Arho wo hwe ya ria hodo a ekosu krom ho a Arho mama ko na me ne Honorable Morris eni enkomo ono na eye mensin krachi ewo Amansie West District Honorable AdomTV me wachi
many amejo so
Honorable AdomTV what say
obade adom me hoye na me gidi so hoye
me hoye papa Honorable AdomTV any kind me fa ba so bode ema na no djuma so a one wade se no eboy ewo sase bontefufuo ni nyina ne say nyane tiese wadawroma under your leadership motimi arrest 21 Burkina Faso wonom abese kwayenim esai yensuo edwu yankwaegu etufu magudie bra omuni tumi bia arabo wadawroma anapai sasemu ya na no utu ho anamu yi ugine sai na emunchiremu ene sai
mini amedase edi kan so meda se ni se basebody out de mame na basebody no enyeme nko a me stand there come security officers ta ewo amanse western and important na edi kan no mame ni kan chia o na me nchia wo chiefo na me mama so kwanta man hin so achi na me se na se anope se de nimpomu ye de esitie when I said okay na sanity I think last week or baby na yinya intel say Burkinabe be a penetrating of me district or what the community are body friend is sensible to fulfill. Now, many idea asked him, say, Yinya intel na echo and say, Jumedia, Sabi Yinyam, if you booking about Modino. Make us a alien, and answer yen Sabi a galam say names a month for 4 years, and answer Yana 4 years, Sabi I national issues are in Nano, ye bomb say between and yes, Takwan so kind of Mufasu Mujuma. Now, Modi and Muli to cyanide and acid and dear can boom. Now, I say if we be leaching and not a moment at the honey for leaching. To Modi sound at acid in our boom. No more criticism, dams be no more denying egum. Now, idea ask system, they say, you know what you will say, Minion, idea moye, a kenny panoa, or mighty to Moses in a kenny panoa ubu. Put yet, you know what say. A friend is saying upon Jenny and our patrol. I didn't need any 5 minutes and I born here then. Then I said, Jumidina or mood in the 77 idea not a who. Tina say, it's true. See, Tinamiadum Sardina in your mood 21 at you. Na idea chain on the yan, more campaign, and I was sponsor no at Chena Menoka, Nipa 22, and I actually go a fresh CCA. Na mini EP fonso atu anamon na mefa akonya wisonu da asanko gold mines so ase se ba sa no moboa e pa because it can far sample ni bi de call test se yakwa kohwe se sabi dwumedi no mudi no ewudo no mudi gumu no se de etie na unfortunately omani nsu bi ko mo no e ben be bi omo ye omo dwuma no pe nti ma ye bu nsu ni bi e ko test hwe se dia drone bi atimi a penetrate ewura borehole mana Banyami Adam after time I far it be call you know. Na intimi enko bohunimu. But the gusu ye continuous monitoring na and require sacrifice sampler. Yes, I de de beya. Sabi a drone be enko friends sunuma sabi me mind from konoman kofa uyini bianye den. Emba. Na meda sanko for aseno. And Romuma machinery sa ka a pesi a corner de kuyis hanyama na wayo huni na freeho. Na ye kata assassin so kama. Nti guso ayi tu sana mo se de be ya enkofa wo yini bi anyi emma man so ne important
mama mi sa dwumaso ya mudi yi ona roma nipa be ne ehye kire so ekromo empanifo ne bi ana se nipa no mo che no a ono na ye sponsor no oye kromani ana se ono so fi Burkina ne bi ana ono mo nam
Pedasiminia se me no kase ya mitime me bo kase Kumu wanampanyimfo bi shechede na sabi meditro bibia send ho because investigation aye ne say the chain na make us your sponsor no or you have Ghanaian have Burkinabe now abasina kumu here 21 good years ni nti ono na question as adwuma no free Burkina na odi nnuanu free Burkina aba krudu emu mudi se adwuma no na ade a asesi mo mu sen omo odi omo bae no ebi as long as 17 years the when you crowd move 38 years I would do this adwuma na the ha adwene say me man for na hu say BBC koso na omun se den nim sebi hu nim die nim no ase emfa obi ayeden no hu so mu di dwuma no but I say obi aye unconcerned because of his obi na yin adwuma but nim the dangers are we an eposu to omo health na de ho no.
Right, honorable, said you know, can do on the pa, well, some ranty on my Todian, Chromo, no more, Conomoba, and I make us me son who says so. Chromophone, or Biano to me, Penibia to say, Rantia, now a moody said Masuya Nano, which woman, Sabi. Woman yet, I had to mem for an amufi cruma, almost for me, my son, Abakruma, one was acquiring him, Edis Dumasu say, Obian to me, any penny for track. Now, under your leadership. Uma anamoy etimi adwuma nei ya me adwen saka omu
medase de tene se oba me peso aiso ha fama for no edo so ha because of this money issues I hadn't ama ase obi to be from na on the ma and sadanya ne nwanwa pi because when see no man ayeden etia nti mefa konya wi to na ma say immigration officers are to be all important Ghana memo nyina say be say onkeka on because say ye jani sa so bi fi baby no betima bewrem konkofo ya chi omu obie no legal document dia obie ni okuta say bi krata bi ma no akonya so wura koimu but wo wuram. And at the phone, so I said they are sitting there unconcerned because of an so after all, we'll be in a Juma, a family home. And then I messaged me and I said, no, money dear Bruno, your best saying, you know, young fire Jim. On the SY administration, they are by say, if you see something, say something. See who be say, young voice out, name and penny for some day, and 921 a month enter. Meaning, all that terrorists are. To still Sabi, a man train Mushiano. Ghana, we are not different from them. A bit messy wah. A yet this unconcerned attitude that Sabi ultimate fortune and a coffast money a day. Eba. In the next say, Manso 4 and it's a Ghana Puninan, young fast had to win 3 hopeful. Not a moose nipper be bold and cruma, yes, Sabi said the answer than Nimoma, young penny for something. Name for moon from Raquanso, then run new only. So the buyer minimum you benya asumdue because Ghana you never be a honey a dear. The Ghana Jatoms is here, Minia, in great chain who sing in our French speaking countries, and I echo, you never be a Becotimesre. Say Ghana for young first hardy and entry on for. Now you who say Nipa could be a big grammar, Yaman penny for something, now you 2 1 a month and them.
Honorable, this year I'm preparing or more heifer.
I mean, I can say, yeah, and you move my police and the immigration officers. And I learned that Friday, no, you move call the quiet court. I think the courts now remind you. In the Mino can say, set or move be quiet and you can some you move call be quiet. Your friend is saying police custody. And she Mino can say, I move be quiet. Now, Friday, Nakasa, the side of Munaba, man, some contact. So there's some profiling, be a woman, be found and man, you move out to the quiet police command.
Honorable, my meme so a free a year and carry a ram a far a sensible tefufu now wafa a year hope a friend say and patrum in potom manya quenya up the trim manya aquenya bo and twa ama nanumpo asemi betom anymore patrumwa a fagalam say who send someone and obada anymore ye 2 1 among I did ye 2 years or galam say idea. Potem elko supa enye ne kwanso prempre anamobay ana watu afan apart from Burkina fo a womu ehu akoda dwam na no oni adesem ko arrest womu temamfo nso a womu tu gala enye ne kwanso no odaroma ehu anamo atesai
medas minia ever since sabi nyame adom ne excellence adom betina konyensi ya boy hu odin bebuye wo sabi galamsi nsema ekoso e wo mtose eso na sabi at times ye mehu ne say ni pepi ya de na unim the repercussion na say nsunsanso a ewo ade a oye ne so a sabi o ka se utu ase na ye din because ya na optimum for no resist is me buy me dissect the adibit asi ho so a you engage various communities. I educate you as to the impact on the galamsey and what was said. Yen sa so yin so any sabi ye kwa ni peduane den eso. Enti me no ka se bebre anya ntiase e wo sabi asamo asabi aye dija Ghana obi aye den 81 amon. Na me dissect so the name go akwa very soon. Ye ba be two side so na mo because first of all ni person engage you mo say ade na mo ye no enye na voluntarily o ma be to mo for ayeden atwo mo funu but you say eguso ebi nso agide but ebi guso a eguso ekoso nti ye partner with other agencies are very soon ye ba be strike o galanty yes no so o manso ne important
mama mimi so ye de ebo ba ku kum no ma mienu eba no mpuntu djuma titu ne sa biai wo mu kwan ayade a enye kura amanse ho kakra titu amanse west ho efa suo nyunu be fa sampotem nyina wo mu kwan enye kura eba no ensuo hu sensem eba no mpuntu djuma abo omo se bi de don so aba akoko wadawoma mama ye fa kwanya we su ne misa se ehu anamontuo ehu hihye ehu dawubo atihye
meda semenia manso ne important asemi no ne tikromu da woni me ha pa ya how kese pa ya kwan manso anamanse west was CN you need even 1 kilometer of asphalted road because the road is in good condition ya twin na proactive ya pansam inti me ba so as DC no near metati ye ne say nyame antom na SY administration na drop machines ye go so di tuman kakran ye start say ye upgrading ya kwan no so ye started from Antwerp de baya bisi manson kwanta ye di free manson kwanta ko manson abore ene di free manson abore ku sin akontanim e ho na ye ne atwemamponua ebohye ena ye free manson atwere ho esade ko mosia so ene ya free mosia so e de akọ nsiana ena ya free nsiana ho na so de akọ mekudu efe no asarikrom ene nyade me no kase mpria no yitwa so kaka no se di be boso miensa na kwan no asa te 82 ndi asa be start one to akrom a ye sade ba manson kwanta ena oba bonte so na bonte fom side nso a ye start wo jini so aye de fi jini so me no kase ye wo patom aye so e de ko ashowa atwoma ngwabeja eboshe guso itu hwana monka kakra enye better minia because even the fuel cost on the catch say buy say djuma kakra ye di no the cost of fuel crown pon minia do we na ye burden ama assembly no enye better to the best champion for can be almost manso so sabi yenso ye ka gana ho nti do say sabi che national cake no akwan ho na aban so sabi wo twene ni abehwe kakra na manso de ye haw kese pa ye kwan
Honorable, I don't pay me that say, I will a young comma, your friend only at to train. A far umpotemona, I must say, dear, a come here, sir, Busubi Biano me baho, na many penful besia. Na no cost the many dear children puntunuma, and they abo what this ceremony, but I say, what by support beer at Mamano, ye able to be abo de near the amount. Now, copim, sir, Obaba, and Master Jeffino. Obaya adwuma so edem wode hye no ye beko so adewase ane adwuma na no oboye nso na omaye saka mrantie bra na omudi dwirim e wokwaye ane nsu awodo so ye berase
minia na mama fa kunya wisi na nkoso fa this caution emma me manfo sebi most of them are engaged in galamsey the baby etwam ena na Ghana you say higher se no aye the national issues are ubia esu galamsey no nti mesre me manfo mpanyimfo nkra ene ma omudu mu ahyese adwumadi no se mesrum obuni ni di kwanso yentwi hu free galamsey nsense no obia ni ho obra mining the bia no his excellency Yero Agyabeng mama kase ono no ontia mining nemum a good year and as a man you're irresponsible and on pay. Namia be the cooperative mining abba. I'll be to me iron mining or in a sustainable and a responsible way. Into Subia per se utu from a good year. Running and channel quampano non fan on faso. Dance or dumba cosegalansi, muna be yetino, ebe say into your quiet any idea. The best say a big up nato. Moba a quantity or Yadabam, leading I quampire fasua, mobeti me two from the good no ever quansua, ensinsu ensensasi, na a man say was and then important to Afan and Tomata, Efra, let us mean.
Honorable Prince Menu Morris, Agyabeng, na minimsa Adam baby anso neba onaso na the akachiri biano, yabeji efiho, eberasi ano pay.
That's me. I'm up to my being. Anything beyond baby, I'm sure.
All right, that's right. Eti yani mention Ṛ̇aiɖ Amanse West District. Ana ye no edin komo. Honorable Prince Menu Morris. Na dawroma. Ana emu enkomo nanu Burkina Faso. Wonu mu utie nkomo a na honorable neba. Say akwa say ye tie mamu ana sebi nkofo di awuduro because say beti aponchirani e dia to nso within 5 minutes na abon be wudie ano odin ose mi ka se kromafo no nim se mrante no kwaye nim nanso esense sebi obia kana no atum obia fa de ekoso ewe memu nti omo na mu no omo say had not been on one by now ebia nka enuma ebesi the next years ewe nim no nka reverend yentimi so ano na before me ba reverend hono police sign so ono so wo sa mantem ono so akasai me pese ono de ne no yebetie na ono so friend say boss out the say se obehwe se potem ho yenya sankofu we bio kwan mu no yentie ne no na memra reverend ho
ena daisa kinya nkra se foreigners bi abehye isasi bontefu a omo eye galamsey wo ho na yeti se yema yetu ho na mo ntem kura ne se omo de chemicals a eye awuduro ena blasted stones no na no so no resant ne kogu nsuo no mu nche se obi obekwa akosa bia no bia no na yade na ede ebre Ghana man nti yantwentwen ye na asekura ana yetisi mu yekọ enyame chade yekokonya 21 ana yede omo ebaaye na interrogation no mu no kire se omo master bi ye fan Papa Martins ono ye Ghana ni ono na de omo baaye omo meya adwuma na tese wontua omo ka nti ebisa mu no a kire se month bia promises obemo omo 50,000 sefa na onfa sika ne ma wom se omo kom krombokina na odi ama wom ti asat na adwuma omo aye nyina kra no onfa sika ne ma wom ne mom ofidi wom nti ye de omo nyina ba ye ba scrutinize wom na fe ye do mo be court mi wa no eye Papa Martins no a omo bo ni bi no omo master no ye di ni tente say ye benya wono susu ache no ye de no aka ho ama na face full rigors of the law ye had ye foreigners ne taiba e ka se last year kra no ye kokofa fulani phobia ye susu say kwa muka dwuma ye am robbery kra no ye susu say bia omo ka ho nti anajo na ye ko rando omo anu so ye chi nipa abrodu na ye de omo ma immigration for deportee omo omo koi nti ye kwan yi so no uhwe foreigners ya omo no omo ntika sabia akra French nko an omo ka nti ye suspect say sometimes no omo akra kroyana omo ye am robbery adwuma no wa ase ye de kan say ye de wo police station ena nkrofo yi ba omo an emom ba bi tena ene ade enti ne se bibi sa si a omo ye bold no omo mekanche police ana say DC say kofu bi apa be shasi omo ye different na yesusu yenkon kofa omo na yenye omo hwehwemu ye hwehwemu na se omo Ghana ha legally why not mbeti matna na mom se wo ha illegally na wo sign be ye illegal activity dia na twa se ye do ma mra no ne mra no ani wudi se de etie na yegusu a yetu omo sosa se de foreigner be ya yenya no saa so na yenuanum Ghana fo eso ye ne saa ma wo yenye yi mu ade ekoba ne saa nipa ne kura no anhwe a wo kura no na ye do ano this is who abet crime abatement of crime
we komo police sign a wo Amanse West District ono so edeto yen centrofo nim bra nano jumaso a omudi ye kofa mranti a won mo efi Burkina na won mo be hye isase bontefufo kwae brentum na omode nnuru ahodo a sabi eye awuduro esai yensu ahodo na this year ne kasa yi otu omo so sabre nsaka mranti no aduonu baako enei wonum pa omo bo sa mranti akidom no yensaka opani a odi omanim reverend asem no mu edin mebra ho hwa Ghana efu obaje di sa ohawa yenam titu no ano negligent sa yen fa yen ka ye sorry a ye hu se ade bi koso a enye asani pa no onfiri o mamu ha yen ka wasam ase sa negligence no ayade a abeye ayi bi esense ekom obienu a obetimi di ne sesi ni bo kase oye omamba pa a bibi koso a obetimi eye sutire because osuro ochire bi ebia na ye jani pa no a nipa no ba be bibi cause ebia si pen eniti ade bi koso a onfa ho on de atoye on se bi di kaka se kromon mafa ho no pa rantia no beto bia no kokoyem omunka se bitwi french nkoa eti wonti kasa omunka ana omuni djuma mu ye but you see woni wan kaka se okonfo ne si ko to be asuro out there NSC amen me say come what ye any this edi ye any the any police sign so edi ye orama ojere say
Captain Meda was saying Galamsey is a syndicated network. On this show, ya bog Galamsey Chisa into Captain is a syndicated network. You know, and one thing is, Captain, cutting off a snake's body, but leaving it head on, it's no victory. It's like striking automatically. The snake will strike back with cannon. We should see Galamsey say it's an intelligent sort of syndicated network. And at the back, Captain Debia, I always err on media and say, dealing with politicians is like sleeping in a lion's room. Yes. They can strike at any time. Why am I saying this? Because Galamsey, now we are seeing it. You first pointed out, say, we should rather also be looking at omode in Nadia Niamana, omode bois. A repair or mochan fine in Yama, woman, you made sense. I say, no. That is what I'm saying. It's a cutting off a snake's tail. It's no work done. It will bounce back with intelligence. It is a nice move now. Assembly, our honorable has initiated. But let's ask ourselves: are we cutting off the head of the snake? And now say ni podriano ni driani ni yecha because it is an organized crime. I will call Galamsey an organized crime. And government needs to flag that state of emergency on Galamsey. Why am I saying it's organized? Because yecha or wanidria. We have left Omwa daily in these parts now. Assessing machines in Umedie, in Luna, how do they get the cyanide? Because before you have accessibility to the cyanide, you need to do that through an organized practice. There are bodies, institutions, before Ubenya Senyama, now kita permits. So how do these things come into the country at the first place? That is one. Into one more a boy with a Niema, woman de yes, and you may be in a dear and spare person. They are the head and the top notch of these things. Ye free one near about the second people, the campaigns. One more woman this a shame because an ordinary person ain't me and yet enkoto excavator. An ordinary person ain't me enkoto infidia ye did to say a good year. The third thing we would also be looking at, and no, it is something as a nation. Say a marshal up as a nation. Ye one more woman soon ye do more rest age Captain, the first challenge the NDC government by year was share Ghana for was looking at the economy. Captain, irrespective say ye betina fidie so akasa about Galamsey, it needs to be action. We need to give it a state of urgency. And Captain, it would never work. We would never be able to decapitate this issue, this social canker from Ghana. Why? Because Captain, one na say jumano, yemi say unsa botai benti na one more day. Say woman sabe den ebe call mano. So Captain, untimi brabi bimrekwa, you haven't exchanged sadie na wo pese wo brano with the ebema one na woman ye say numano omon sabe den ebe call mano omu wo yerenom omu wo ma. So before you stop something, you need to replace it with a livelihood. Nipa no say wo bi kura po dead no. Dada no say onko ya it will be a no-go area because me sorry me kwejuma me nya de medi me nya de mde hwe mema. This is what living is all about. Inti a day butayenti na inipa ye nuanom because enye wo free baby e ba ye enye wo a ya chi wo ma we say they are engaging ye wuti memfo no bi no captain wo so wo ma dom 10 time wo so nse egusu up till now ye ka say bi hye kwaye bi mu a wo ma say kwaye ni tutu koko ni all these things that has helped to leverage our finances as a country. Into captain, that is one thing we should also be looking at. Until Mampeni, this was a fight before the Kufuor's regime. Until Mampeni can substitute a work, whether it's meaningful or whatever, something that can be able because me crave se me kwabane me nkase me kwakwohwe nkran aba. Me crave se me kwesa ase bontefu aba na me nkase me kwakwohwe se de ho efe na maba me kose me so no metimi enya dache bi e de ama me ma. Captain, but what in so that is what as a nation we need to be looking at. Yeah, kasi we will fight Galamsey na captain. Yenti mi en substitute say jumay emma insa ye man ranti ye say nyumay insanu nyumay bi we wouldn't push them with some capital way. Yeah, captain, at the end of the day near koya ye buy. We would always fight on this issue and it would always be a societal problem, and captain, we would never be able to mash out. Captain, another look after these three things, another look so no, it exposes yehwe immigrant ya wom di woman do mun tentan almost say yensase ya ya wahana last year China for me say China ni right say o say onya sase e wo Ghana. So how come you see we are sitting down as a nation
from China embassy
yeah
and on what buy citizens of the buy say
yes
Ghana and China ni bia no was
only right so benya sase. And they added it emphatically, say, Uko China, you can't even dare to do what they're doing here. In the captain, it tells us, say, our security systems need to muzzle up. Because if immigrants, hear me say, how did they come to the country at the first place? Are they carrying legal document that makes them to stay and work? Which resident permit in Yadiamo? So it is exposing our weakness. Our security weakness as a nation.
As a bomb who says, I'm so crown, and you're brand new.
No.
Because Obi be free mem, Bokina Hayabe Raya Boda. Abo mem ebe say sase. Now what two from a good year, bra. One money papers, one more papers in bar. Yet me Tracy and would you must so moody Kruma. Something uncalled for. Something that may the trial you said the Okanwa, Reverend.
So, Captain, I believe, sir, it is exposing a lot of weaknesses. And Senyama Wenum and digest in the Kufuor's regime, we were all lambasting. But and maybe Sase has the tables turned. Because there is one thing, Captain Debia Meka say, in our line as socio-political analysts and historians, we should never ever lose the sight to be deceived by the case of Judas. Because Judas would always be Judas. Intina say yeah pese on my ye on my fapem. We shouldn't overlook certain things. These things we spoke about in times to come, and these things we are still speaking about today. Captain, aside your securities that needs to mash up, our legal systems also needs to pick up. Because when the policies are made and the enforcement and the verdict method to these things delay. But this shouldn't be the case. Intino, yache wama ya diom ko ya yeja wama ya nya nhwehwemu ahu de wo hyase the kingpins womo boa to syndicate this network no yentimi anya saade we. Captain, it will never empower the assemblyman with two say initiative to go on, because they confirm one buy so the legal also no we say we have a lot to do. We have a lot of things to muzzle up. But Captain, irrespective of the fact, I can say with our fight ahead of Galamsey, Sami Jemfi is also doing marvelously well. I spoke on Critical Matter show, said Ghana is losing 2 billion annually to illegal exploitation of our ore. And And the bedroom baby, future generation would have nothing left in their coffers. But it's a nice move when you look at the task force. Sammy Jemfi has now allied to making sure, say, some of these checks can be done. No? I believe, say, it's a very good road in that right direction. But Captain, see a bit to me, I am another year. Let us not forget, say, there is how good would it serve to us as a country to cut the tail of a snake and leave the head hanging? It will come back again. After they are bouncing up, they will bounce back with very smart intelligence. After they will be tuning in a way, crowd will be able.
We also see police signing no. As a brand team in a section, walk of form over to your mocas. Some cocoa. Now, Monco sense. Now, meaning Tiamoka. Imagine.
So, Captain, you see. Utie papa police in any kind now. It means say even the guys are not paid. I technically believe say the intel might be as a result of workers now one more year than air plow concession. No? You see, edidija any muna and so it all turns up to the fact say our security systems need to muzzle up. We have a lot to do as a country. We are speaking about Jumedia, the effect to the community and to the nation. You know, it's not going to hit just a minister. It wouldn't just hit a policeman, hit any civil servant in government, but it will hit us as a nation.
Reverend, I never come to say I can't want some before no so. Sa adia ye hu omo. Cause say ye BT. I say usuro say okaka. Cause you get nyina na ye say adwumani. Ono fa me so fa and ye pray. But in as much as say ye nyina ye pray, ye kan ru say ono fini krom na bo. Yes continue here na chi ne beko ono beko. O Saudi ni wi a at the end of the day no woja hoko. Ni krom no ka say o man peni o na ba no o peni ma. Yes sending sa say de ye say ni. Ba ye eti ye no muti aye hwe hai abrante na betre kuma according to this you say obetre kuma 21 good years ni ana wo ko fam rante de free the krom abase mama say ensase and nobody is talking because say the okano abrante no oyogoro oska eti okaka na approach for club abeka obefa kire kwantiri kuntura kire bi no ofa kire na afa odiska koshem bomu ni agya no na work ye target because una ko yi asutire say asemasi wanya ni papa mpompo abaka say asemasi de ka kire me say wo sha ha me boa
exactly
enti abane sa and or how kese pa ebre reverend.
Yeah, so Captain, I believe so with a touch of galamsey, no, we ought to understand say enye say ye pesika ne nko na wasi ye hia yen yempomuden the aftermath of galamsey.
Right.
But Captain, as I said, the fight of galamsey will continue to hang because Captain, one thing is here when they say the people that control it have a lot of power. They are people of intelligence. They are people that can influence investigation and prosecution. This would always be an everyday fighter. So to me, galamsey should be flagged with a state of emergency. Note, and then the betimiabuama will be a you say your forests are there for a purpose. We destroying the river bodies will cost Ghana Water Company so much amount of billions to getting chemicals to refine the insuono. At the end of the day, Captain, yemi say you say emra ye din hye kakra ba ya ye mampani oteso His Excellency John Dramani Mahama Suboni and na ye hwe nhyehyɛ a wodi egu akwan mu a Captain, it's marvelous. At times you say what I will do na we in America. So when we look at policies our day bar last August alone, in the month of August, our cities appreciated with 21%. You see, we have city appreciation notching to 21%. It's a good works because Sammy Jemfi and the PMC, the almost you're making sure say Uko Forest ni mwa. Well, say TBB say or my name brasse ye to a former goodie. And then America che ye no they are engaging in this practice. There or many person will say use the right mechanized and acceptable systems in fire juma. Because adie biara edi sika ba no so no esan so wo ne nsunsuan so
right
cyanide eboa yam ye gold nanso captain ewo ne nsunsuan so
exactly sure
mercury enka abrabo ne ho a enye yie nanso ewo ne nsunsuan so nti enye se asoman ne ye tu ye ne de si galamsey fo no ye nuanom oyi ye nuanom China ni oba be kuntu nwan ya se de ka na chira na eden eko
sure
but se embassy betimi aka kire yen se China ni baby ensase ne wo na ye ni ye ko kire wo mode a eche se we are also condoning and conniving in destroying Madagascar. So we need to see say omine ebeye you say omine enye you eje ye na
Reverend Menas Mesaba obiom ma ntwa ye ho enkofa boafo nkrato na ye mra se de ye di nkomo anopai efri esase bontefofo bra na no Nancy Mukrachia ono ho enua Manu Morris Prince odi anim ma mrantia on efi Burkina abese kwai bintum ese issue otimi ebuaye ma echi samrante no yebeda na sibium eno nkomo na yedi eba yebekọ gumwa fete na another mining we dey sun mining na Reverend adia edi ebreye no anhwe ya yebetena dachi bi na ba bi atikwa na ibi wo se nsuo no abu afoso na ta
exactly